IVM.
Hello one, hello all. Welcome to the Diary of the Traveling Professor. And I'm Siddharth Deshmukh, your friendly neighborhood traveling professor himself. What do I have in store for you today? I thought deep and hard, and I wondered whether I should weigh into this entire fair and lovely episode. And at the bottom of it, I thought, yeah, I should. So much of it has been written already, and I don't want to repeat what other people have said very wisely on LinkedIn and on various other forums, and hats off to them. Some really nuanced, good perspectives on what Fair and Lovely is doing. For those who still don't know, well, Fair and Lovely decided to change its brand name in deference to people, objecting to it, I suppose. But what they said was that they had a change of heart and they believe that, it's a little racially overtony, and so that's why they're going to drop the name Fair from it. Really, HUL, that's what you got? But anyway, before I give you my personal opinion on it and going a little deeper than the Fair and Lovely, I call it Unfair and Ugly instead of Fair and Lovely. Just a little dig at HUL. But there are two camps. I digress. I give my opinion when I should be talking of the two camps. There are two camps. Camp number one is saying that, hey, it's not the product's fault. That's what the market is demanding, and we are giving what the market wants. And camp number two says, hey, this is just lip service, and HUL just changing a name kind of is not going to change the fact that it's still going to be on the shelves and still going to contribute to the bottom line of revenue generation for this august company. So what is really changing? Both camps have their points. And the professor decided to dig a little deeper. And this is what the professor found. It's really funny talking about myself in the third person, I tell you that. I'm going to stop that in a hurry. But this is what I found out. I found out that, look, there are a lot of mediocre brands that have kind of hung on with, the skin of their teeth to the marketplace for a very, very long time. Their value proposition is tired, and it gets even more tired as generations roll on. There's a wonderful old Zen saying that I love quoting. It says, every 100 years, all new people. And actually, new people have new thoughts, new ideas, new desires, new expectations, and new no-nos. And now suddenly we do find out that customers are sophisticated. Customers are enlightened. Racial diversity is in. And customers do not want to live to stereotypes developed by branding companies about 30 to 40 years back. Now, brands are waking up and smelling the proverbial rose, and HUL's response to this is just a sleeping giant finally waking up and smelling the rose, or rather smelling the bullshit that it's been perpetuating. Now, was it suddenly a change of heart? Where HUL suddenly realized that, I'm doing something racially terrible, so I'm going to change it, and how big of me? I don't think so. I actually think that it's essentially HUL's response to customers' reactions to the kind of stuff they're peddling. And trust me, the market works in mysterious ways. It's always the early adopters and the influencers and, the innovators who determine how public opinion is shaped around a product. And probably HUL's research showed up that things are not looking really rosy for people who are going to influence the rest of the market given the coming 10 to 20 years. And that's when they probably took a pragmatic, rational call to change the name. Now, I am absolutely against the fact that, they changed the name. They should have probably just shut the damn thing down and said, hey, we made a mistake. If HUL really was trying to change the world, they would have said, hey, we made a mistake. We are shutting this product down. We've made a lot of money on this. Here's a little bit of that money given to the favorite charity of choice, which is connected directly to racial overtones. And, that would have been a much more genuine sort of reaction. Just changing a name? Big deal. Now, the thing is, not just changing a name, but HUL is reading a trend really well. Now, HUL's got its stuff sorted out, right? They are completely driven by quarterly projections and revenues. And because they are, people within HUL obviously want to hang on to their careers and their jobs. And, I don't blame them. What they're doing is nothing but what the market is demanding, what the new customer is demanding. Pepsi has changed, Coke has changed. They are now peddling less cola and more fruit juice or more water. HUL has changed. HUL recognizes that the customer has changed. All that we have to understand as customers is that most companies are not going to change. They follow the customer, they follow where the customer is going towards and adapt themselves and whatever their value proposition they're peddling to that new reality. So instead of railing against companies, I actually think we should teach them how we are thinking, teach them where we are going. And I'm using the word teach in a specific manner. I don't think that unless and until we actually teach them well, they're going to learn. HUL should have shut this down 15 years back. They didn't because they were making a profit. And they still will make a profit because they've just changed the name. I call it unfair and ugly. I hope you like this diary entry of mine and my 2 bits onto this debate, this raging debate of fair and lovely and a name change. I really think that as customers, we need to smarten up, sharpen up, and make sure that companies dance to our tunes rather than dancing to a company's tunes. If you like to follow the serious side of mine, I write a lot on LinkedIn. I do a webinar or 2. But if you want to follow the funny side, I make a funny IGTV video every week. And if you like podcasts like these, well, there's the ivmpodcast.com or just download the app. And until next time then.
I hope you enjoyed that show. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Paytm Money and Intel. Really, really fun week. And I think that you guys should definitely check out some of the stuff we did. So we had Shifa Mehta, who is the host of the show Smile India on the Paperback podcast. Really fun thing. On Edges and Sledges, our hosts had an episode just amongst themselves. No guests this time. Really fun show with lots of cool banter. I think you'll enjoy that quite a bit. On Storytellers and Storysellers, Vineet had Shrishti Bell on. Shrishti is the head of Netflix in India, and I think you'll really enjoy that conversation as well. Also, do check out Uncle Please Sit. Joel and Tushar had Anuya Chatakar on. Anuya hosts the popular YouTube channel Books on Toast. And don't forget others of your old favorites like The Habit Coach, Football Should Ball, All Things Policy. All of them are doing a great job during this pandemic, and you should definitely check them out. And with that, we hope to see you again next week.
Advertising is dead. Yep, you heard me right. Advertising is dead. We're all in the content business now. Let's not call it news, TV, radio, etc., etc. It's all content, and we're in the middle of this weirdly exciting phase where all the borders and lines that have been drawn over decades has been swept away by this lovely thing called the internet. We're a show where we don't dwell on just the stuff that is now, but rather the wider stuff about advertising, media, content, and the whole goddamn circus surrounding it. Tune in every Tuesday for our weekly unboxing of the mystery box we used to call advertising. I'm Varun Dugirala, co-founder and content chief at The Glitch, and this is my new podcast, Advertising is Dead.